I'm actually playing pretty fundamental. So if they think that I'm playing loose and aggressive and trying to be tricky, that's alright, because I'm really playing the opposite. I'm playing pretty fundamental. I'm not really risking too much in my stack without a big hand. Pretty small bet. I don't put him on a 6, maybe a pair. I don't. Yeah, I mean, obviously I don't put him on quads, but looks like he might have had a pair that he kind of wanted action on, but didn't want to give any free cards with either. All right, here's one. I'm in there with the Jack 3. Might have completed there just for the hell of it, but Ozone decided to dump it on everybody. Kind of looks, I mean, obviously this is the play where he wants the blinds. He really wants the 150, 175 chips in the pot. He doesn't really want to action, but he's got a hand that he's willing to go all the way with. So he doesn't want to just raise and then get committed and then has to make a decision on the flop. He's going to dump it anyway. So he's just pushing it right now. And Kevin, in my opinion, makes a pretty loose call at this level. You know, he's not ahead of too many hands at all that Ozone's pushing there. Knowing that he's short stack, and knowing that it's not terribly expensive for some of the bigger stacks to call him, Ozone's not going to be pushing a whole lot. I mean, too much worse than King Jack. Ace 3 is weak, and you know it's the type of hand he wants the blinds with, the type of hand that he figures he might be good with, and everybody's limping in and looking kind of weak. But if I'm Kevin, I fold because there's not that much in the pot. Why risk 500 chips of my good stack, my 3,000 chip stack with a King Jack and take a gamble against somebody? So I'm not calling with King Jack here. I'm saving my chips, and I'm going to put pressure on people. I'm not going to try to call off a lot of chips. I'm going to start pressuring people when the blinds get bigger, and I need all my chips to do that. I need my 3,000 chip stack to pressure Ozone, to pressure me, King Possum, who's a little tight, and he's got everybody here is going to be under pressure when we get to 50, 100, and Kevin is in a pretty good spot to definitely raise our blinds a lot and make it hard for us. But he can't do that very well if he gets down to under 2,000. He's going to have a hard time. So I would have saved my chips there and used my 3,000 chips to really kind of push around the table a little bit. But oh well. I'm getting out of there with my Queen 5, and we'll move on to another hand. Alright, so I limp in with 2s. I know Kevin's going to call. He'll call a lot of raises, so I'm not going to raise with his big blind. He's a bigger stack, so I don't really want to give him too much trouble. And I flop my set here. I think I play it pretty aggressively on the flop. Again, I'm trying to keep up my aggressive image. I know I bet something. 75 maybe? 90, okay. I'm not going to give a free card with the clubs out there. And, I bet a lot of flops, so I'm keeping up the same image. Alright, here's a hand with ace 2. That, I think it gets raised on me and I fold it, but Ozone gets involved. So yeah, I'm definitely out. And I guess Ozone doesn't get in that hand. Maybe it's the next one. But yeah, I'm not always gonna call that raise with an ace 2 in a big blind. I think I'd rather just give him my 50 chips than to risk that many chips by calling and then making a move on the flop. And if I'm wrong, I lose 300 or whatever, how many chips. So Ozone gets, or Biffin gets all in here, I'm pretty sure. Betting small again. And that's it. Ozone wins a pretty nice pot, and now he's back in the game. And we don't got to deal with the mini raising anymore. Alright, pretty much fast forwarded through the whole 25-50 level. There was I don't think there was hardly any showdowns at all. People folded on the flop and the turn most of the time, and that was pretty much it. Not too many huge pots. This is a real key hand here for me. Alright, well, it's nice to flop the nuts. He limped under the gun. Now, I don't need the numbers here, his 12% BPIP, to tell me that he's a tight player. I already know King Possum's pretty tight. And this number just confirms that he's 12%, one of the lowest at the table. Mine might be around the same. But I know he's tight. And for him to limp under the gun at this level would be, what would I be limping under the gun with at this level for 100 chips? Not too many hands. So for him to limp, I got to put him on a big one. Now, I flopped the nuts. We'll see what Ozone does. He's semi-aggressive, so on the post-flop usually. He bets out, and I flat call, because I know that King Possum has something. At the very least, he has ace-king, but I have to put him on an overpair. He might limp with like 8s or 9s under the gun, so I got to put him on an overpair, and if he does have like 8s, in the vulnerable overpair here, he's going to have to raise. So I don't want to bet him out. I want to slow play this and let him raise me. Ozone, I don't really know exactly what he has. He could have a lot of hands here. So I'm more concerned with getting King Possum in the middle. And if Ozone has a hand where he's going to come along with, great. But I'm probably expecting him, once King Possum raises, which I think he will, I'm expecting Ozone to probably drop out. He might have some kind of draw here or something like that, or maybe hit my top pair, because he just completed in the small blind, so he doesn't have to have a whole lot. But alright, so I call. King Possum's got a strong hand like I thought he does, or strong for this flop at least, and he raises. And Ozone is thinking, so he does have something, and I'm getting kind of excited. Maybe he's going to come along with us.